Get ready, because this episode features videos running the gamut from bizarre to insane to just plain silly. Welcome to Wham Bam Securitycam. Nicholas was at work at his family's business at 7:30 a.m. when the driver of a Cadillac suddenly veered across the street and into cars owned by their employees. The force of the impact pushed the first car into the one behind it, and so on down the line, with a total of 4 vehicles being involved in the end. Some of the employees ran out to their damaged cars, and one of them attempted to open the door of the Escalade to see if the driver who'd caused all the mayhem was okay. According to Nicholas, the Cadillac's airbags had deployed. Despite that, the driver backed away from the wreckage and fled the scene, but he left a trail of leaking oil to where he abandoned his vehicle and left on foot. As of the release of this episode, Nicholas still hasn't heard what was going on with the driver, though he has his own suspicions. Here's another video involving parked cars. It was a cold, snowy day when this Nissan smashed into the back of Domingo's neighbor's car, pushing it into Domingo's pickup. Apparently, the SUV had slipped on the ice. Police were called to the scene while Domingo and his neighbor got the driver's insurance information. In the end, both the Nissan and his neighbor's car had to be towed away. Jason's security camera had a front row seat to a police chase, or at least the end of one. According to the officers, they'd been chasing a guy driving a stolen SUV. They were keeping their distance when the driver took a curve in the road too fast, losing control on the wet road. The SUV slammed into a parked car, shoving it into a yard while the SUV damaged a garage. The criminal fled on foot as the police closed in. He didn't get very far before officers caught up to him and placed him under arrest. Nobody was injured, and the damage to the car and garage was taken care of by Jason's insurance provider. Here's another crime caught on camera, but the police weren't around for this one. Jerry Vision had left his car unlocked one night. While he was sleeping, some guy walked up and opened his door. Despite the motion light coming on, the man was undeterred as he scrounged through Jerry Vision's glove box, but he didn't find anything of value. Before he left, he made sure to check Jerry Vision's wife's car, but thankfully, it was locked. Jerry Vision might not have known about the burglary had the would-be thief not left the stuff from the glove box all over the front seat. What do you think caused this? Brian and his family were enjoying dinner and a movie when they heard a loud crunch from the garage. When Brian went to check out the sound, he saw the garage door had been bent inward. It was an extremely cold night, and by the time he got his jacket and boots on to go outside, the delivery vehicle that had caused the damage was pulling out of the driveway. We're not sure what happened, but the driver was completely out of the front seat before the vehicle started moving forward. Did they forget to set the brake? At first, Brian contacted the police and his home insurance provider, but they told him that the process should be handled by the delivery company. After 3 weeks, the company finally agreed to pay for the damage. Brian's extremely thankful he had footage of the incident, or they might not have taken responsibility. Brian has been watching the Wham Bam channels for about a year now, and he says his son Adrian loves our videos. Hey there, Adrian, we hope you like Securitycam too. We ran a poll on YouTube to see what we should call the following segment. It's time for this week's Cute Cam. Oliver sent us this video of a very curious bear. Oliver said the camera stand was destroyed, but the camera was okay. We're wondering if the bear was confused about what it should eat. Aren't those beehives back there? Either way, this is the closest I ever want to get to seeing the inside of a bear's mouth. A pickup truck was backing out of a driveway across from Brian's house at the same time that a Mercedes was coming down the street. Something must have been distracting the Mercedes driver because she drove right into the pickup's rear bumper. The truck's bumper cover has to be replaced, and there was significant damage to the Mercedes as well. Two people from the house the Mercedes driver had left ran after them while Brian grabbed a broom to clean up the debris in the road. When a police officer arrived on the scene, he promptly called a tow truck to come get the Mercedes. Viken sent us 2 clips of drivers having trouble making their way around some scaffolding. After the driver stopped outside the camera's view, Viken was able to give him a copy of the Securitycam video. Later, Viken got a call from the police when the guy wanted him to act as a witness to the incident. Apparently, he'd filed a claim with the construction company's insurance provider, stating that the scaffolding hadn't included proper warning signs and was too hard to see. In this clip, a larger vehicle had some trouble navigating around the same scaffolding. The truck pushed it several feet while turning, but thankfully, nobody was working on it that day. After the driver couldn't go any farther, he stopped and exchanged insurance information with the construction workers that were on site. Delevingne's wife was taking their daughter Sarah to swim class. Watch what happened as they were departing. Delevingne's wife says she was sure that Sarah had closed the rear passenger's door before they pulled out. After this happened, Sarah proudly told her dad that Mom crashed the car and we have a wham bam moment. Just for that, we've got to give her a shout out. Thanks for the submission, Sarah. Delevingne says that unfortunately, this isn't the only accident they've had in the Tesla, and he's now on a first name basis with the guys at his local body shop. Steven's security camera captured this ringtail possum on his fence one night. Apparently, the possum didn't like that something else was sharing its fence, and it promptly knocked the camera to the ground. There can be only one.